Now, today is World Hearing Day, and the World Health Organization is warning 1 in 10 will have disabling hearing loss by 2050 because of unsafe listening practices.
Yes, risky activities include listening to music via headphones for more than 80 minutes a day. I think many people will do that.
Yeah.
And using them in noisy environments as well, such as in the gym.
Well, let's talk to two people who are clued into this. DJ and radio host Mark Doyle and audiologist at Hidden Hearing, Wayne Barrow. Morning to you both. Mark, can we start with you on this one? Because in terms of these dodgy practices, right?
I've lived with them for many years.
Well, yeah, but I mean, and we sort of know the risks to an extent, but we don't let it stop us, do we?
Well, I think, you know, I've been DJing now for close to 40 years, and back then there was really no thought about, we weren't spending all day wearing headphones, or we weren't spending all day wearing Bluetooth earpieces for our phones. We'd do our music at the weekends and we'd go out and we'd go partying, or I'd be DJing. And you know, you don't pay a lot of attention to it, and I'm a great procrastinator as well, so I never really thought about my hearing. There is a lot more awareness of it now, especially as you get older. But, you know, it's also seen as quite an old person's problem.
Yeah.
And what I found out from going to have all these checks and getting my hearing aids is that it's actually something that's happening to younger people as well.
And did you actually feel your hearing deteriorate throughout your DJ career? Is it something that you felt happening to you?
It's a very, very slow building process. And I was speaking to Wayne this morning, and I think I noticed it, you know, over 10 years, you can kind of get around it and you can deal with it, and you're turning the TV up and you're repeatedly asking your wife questions. And, you know, it was only really during the pandemic, when we spent a lot of time with each other and we then came back out into the world, that we noticed that there was a big difference, because you've had that break where you've literally just been speaking on the phone, or you've just been with your wife in one place for over a year, because we weren't working or doing anything, and we come out into the real world, and then that change is noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, we all need to take action on this, Wayne, don't we? Because it's something that there's an inevitability about hearing loss to an extent, and we don't want to make it any worse. But why is it one of those conditions where we really don't want to accept it? Everyone else is mumbling. It's not us, it's everyone else.
Well, it's quite interesting you just said that, because that's one of the key indicators of a hearing loss. You know, if you feel like people are mumbling to you, that's a sign that you need to go and look at getting a hearing assessment. It certainly is something that we try and break that stigma down of. You know, with Hidden Hearing, we have a Love Your Ears campaign where we're trying to push to break that stigma, because people see it as, like we said, older people wearing hearing aids, but actually more and more younger people are wearing them at the moment.
And, you know, as we were just saying in your introduction there are daily things that we all do, really, which is listening in your AirPods or your wireless headphones to music. You can have it as loud as you like, really, and then listening to them in noisy environments as well, you know, on the tube or in the gym. I mean, it's all causing damage, isn't it?
It certainly is, and I think there's lots of kind of key messages that you need to be kind of looking at to try and reduce the risk of hearing loss when it comes to noise. So, as you said, if you're on the tube, you're on the train, there's lots of noisy environments going around. So you want something like a noise-cancelling headphone to reduce that risk. Also, the general rule of 60 at 60, so listening to the volume at about 60% at 60 minutes maximum, that's a great indicator to kind of work on.
I tell you what, though, if you do need help, I tell you what impressed me. My parents, both over the last sort of 5 years or so, got hearing aids, which they did very reluctantly. The difference has been great. But it's the fact that I remember talking to them and saying, well, have you got them in? Because you can't, they've got these sort of little wires down there. I mean, a bit like actually I'm wearing now with this earpiece. It's transparent, you just can't see them.
You do feel a bit like a secret agent. You know, that sort of like come in. They are tiny, and when I started telling people that I was going through this process, this journey of sort of what I call my hearing journey, and said that I was going to put it online and talk about it, people said, have you started yet? Have you got them yet? And I'm like, no, that was 2 months ago. I've been wearing them for 2 months. And they really are that. I think we were just saying it's the last great stigma.
Yes.
Because glasses, your eyesight, you know, you can now get, you know, Dior glasses, and you can, you know, glasses are an acceptable fashion item now. And maybe, you know, that's the way that hearing aids are going to go. They are small, they are tiny, they are life-changing. And that's what they've been for me.
I think that's the thing. Lose the stigma with it all, but try and protect your hearing while we can. Mark, Wayne, it's really good to see you both. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much.